Hey, welcome to another episode of the Dr. Jeff Experience. It is so good to see everybody. We got a great show, a great word of encouragement for everyone tonight, and an announcement to follow. So go ahead and tag some folks, let them know that you're here. I'm going to do the same. I need everybody to get involved, I need everybody to be in. This is going to be a very important episode of the Dr. Jeff Experience. So go ahead and tag some folks. I'm going to do the same. Let some folks know that we are live, and it's a great day. It's a great day. I mean, the weather is just beautiful. I don't know where you are. Matter of fact, hit me up in the comments. I think we fixed all of that. Go ahead and comment. Let me know where you are. So I know who I'm talking to, where I'm talking to, all that kind of stuff. Um, but go ahead and let some folks know that the Dr. Jeff Experience is here, and we've got some great things we're going to talk about tonight. Really, tonight, I want to give you a word of encouragement. And there's been so much going on with politics and um, just a lot of people going through a lot of stuff. And you know, um, I do have concern about my people, and I wanted to make sure that we came on and um, just gave some words of encouragement. Whatever you may be going through, I want you to know that you're going to be okay. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and let some folks know. I just tagged a few people and let them know that we are live. And tonight, what I want to do is, um, yeah, our comments are on. So let me hit it so that we can see your comments live. We were struggling with that a couple of weeks in a row. Now we weren't able to have public comments on Facebook. We had it on YouTube and LinkedIn, but now we got that straight. So modern technology, we're on it. But so tonight I want to talk to you about staying focused, faithful, and fearless. Staying focused, faithful, and fearless. In today's time, it's real difficult uh, to stay focused, and sometimes with immigration, with those folks in D.C. and now pending Chicago and L.A. and some other places, with what's going on with alleged crime and military coming in, we got to have some fearlessness. We got to stand up to those injustices that come our way, and then we got to stay focused. And I'm going to talk about all three of these subjects. Matter of fact, let's get into it. And I want to thank you all for tuning in this evening. And I want to speak to you this evening. And I want to let you know I'm not a perfect man, but I'm just a brother on a journey through storms and valleys and through confusion and clarity. But always I travel with a compass called faith. And the message today is titled Staying Focused, Faithful, and Fearless. So we don't have any guests on tonight. It's going to be me and you. We're going to talk this thing out. And I want you to know that this is not just a motivational phrase. It's just not a motivational phrase. But what tonight is, it's a call to recalibrate, to realign, and to rise up. Because let's be honest, some of us are exhausted. So tonight, let me repeat that. It's a call to recalibrate, to realign, and to rise up. Because real talk, many of us are exhausted. Not just physically, but spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Now, we're supposed to be warriors on the battlefield of life, but too often we're carrying clutter that keeps us from winning. Carrying clutter. How many of you are carrying clutter that you want to get rid of? Go ahead and put it in the chat. The kind of clutter that you're carrying that is weighing you down. We're going to try to get rid of that, okay? We're going to try to get rid of that. And I'm going to try to help you. And the first part of what I want to talk about is decluttering your mind and your life. Decluttering the mind and your life. And let's begin with the truth. You can't tune into the right frequency when your life is full of static. You can't tune into the right frequency when your life is full of static. Um, Oftentimes you'll hear me talk about back in the day, or sometimes even that. Well, with you have digital platforms, you don't have to go through some of the things that we went through in the 70s and the 80s. But at midnight, there was always a quiet storm. And when I was in Jersey, I always tuned into WDAS in Philadelphia. And at 11:30, 11:45, you tried to get somewhere in your car that you could tune into 105.3, I think it was, or I think it was, New York station, um, WBLS, um, in a class by itself, 107.5. So either 107.5 or 105.3, depending on how clear it was, um, you would be able to tune into the quiet storm, and you heard some good vibes, some real quiet, soft music. And sometimes you would have a certain special person with you in the car. Or if you were home, you would call somebody, you get your request in and say, hey, you should be listening now because I got a song for you or whatever. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is you tuned into a radio station so that you could hear a certain song or something, but you had to make sure that you got through the static, and you had to be in a certain position to be able to receive what it is that you were tuning into. Are you with me? And too many of us are on the wrong frequency. We're in the wrong places, not being able to tune in to the right station because we've got so much clutter and there's so much white noise going on that we can't hear from God when God is telling us and informing us and saying no to us and saying yes to us. So today's the day that we must start removing the distractions and the mental clutter so that we can gain clarity. We got to get into the right places so that we can hear what it is that God has for us. In 1 Corinthians 14 and 33, it says, for God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. Therefore, we've got to get into a place where we can tune in to the right frequency to hear from God and get away from confusion, but get to know the God of peace. How do we do that? We got to learn to declutter. And what decluttering means is simply getting rid of toxic relationships, unhealthy habits, negative thinking. Come on, y'all with me? Henry Pitts, what's up, my brother? The good Reverend. Good to see you, man. Yeah, we must declutter. That means removing toxic relationships. I'm talking about the relationships that drain you. Every time you're around somebody, you feel tired, you feel drained, you feel like you got to take a nap because they've just drained energy from you. I'm talking about those unhealthy habits, those things that you really shouldn't be doing and they're not good for you, but yet you continue to do it and they're wearing you down. Unhealthy habits, unhealthy eating, unhealthy anything. We've got to get away from it. It's toxic and it's clutter. We've got to get away from negative thinking. Always thinking negative, never thinking about the positive of things, never seeing things for the good because you got too much clutter and you can't even think straight. Your mind is preoccupied with stuff. There's junk everywhere. It's like going into a place where there's a hoarder or some place that's been abandoned and it's just things all over the place. You can't navigate through it, around it, or anything. Too much negative thinking. We've got to declutter ourselves from the political discord, from news reports. We look at this, we hear this one said that one said this one said that. And nobody fact checks anything any longer. So the first time you see something, people will see it, it looks juicy, and then they want to share it. You share it, they share it, and somebody else says something to you and they say, hey man, did you hear about this? Hey sis, did you hear this? And lo and behold, it ends up not even being true. And we ain't got ourselves all up in the heavy about something that's not even true. That's what we must declutter. And we got to learn that distractions disguised as opportunities are clutter. That's a big one. That's a big one. Distractions disguised as opportunities. That's what we must declutter. Okay? We must declutter this. Distractions disguised as opportunities. You got to make sure that you're in the right place at the right time, at the right frequency, so that you can hear from the God of peace and not the God of confusion, because God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. The truth be told, some of us are trying to hear God while scrolling endlessly through social media, television, and other entertainment entities. You know, a lot of the guys, even some of the young ladies now I see, you know, you on those gaming systems and you playing uh, Grand Theft Auto and some of those other things. And you up all night long playing with those things, playing with toys. Some of us are trying to lead families while being addicted to approval. We want to be seen, heard, and approved by all the wrong people for all the wrong reasons. And some of us are trying to move forward while chained, get this, to what we should have let go of years ago and who we should have let go years ago. Those we need to let go of some people, and we should have we're supposed to let go of some things that we should have gotten rid of years ago. Years ago. Hey, cousin Di, dancing Di, good to see you, baby. We got to declutter. It's very important for us to declutter. And how we do that is we're trying to move forward while we're chained to what we should have let go of years ago and who we should have let go years ago. You can't move forward with people who are not on the same level as you. And it's okay. I'm not saying that we just kick them to the curb. What I'm saying is God is calling you here. And some folks want to keep you here because they have no direction in their life. And they're holding you down, keeping you away from what God has destined for you. And that's why I say it's time to declutter. And it's okay because as soon as we turn the dial and tune into the right frequency, we're here from God to know where we're supposed to be, who we're supposed to go there with, and who we're not supposed to go there with. Listen to what I'm saying. Let me say this one more time. Some of us are trying to lead families while being addicted to approval. We're trying to do things according to what we think others think of us. But that's not the case. We're supposed to do what God has called us to do, the way God has called us to do it. So don't be addicted to approval. And I'm going to talk about that some more. For a great book that I'm reading. Proverbs 4:25 through 27. It reads like this. Let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you. So decluttering is Debbie Epps. What's up, Debbie? Decluttering is not just physical, but it's spiritual. Why? Because the goal is to reach a state of high vibration. You can't vibrate high with a low level behavior. You can't vibrate high with a low level behavior. Hebrews 12:1 says, let also lay aside every weight and the sin that clings so closely, and let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us. With perseverance, that means steadfastness. Don't give up. When you declutter, you gain clarity. You gain clarity. When I used to tune into 107.5 WBLS in a class by itself, Vaughn Harper, The Quiet Storm, or Tony Brown from WDAS 105.3 in Philadelphia, when I decluttered, when I got to that station just where it was clear and had clarity, I could hear everything that I needed to hear the way I was supposed to hear it. When I get into a space where I'm free from all the white noise, all the TV, all the radio, all the social media stuff, when I get into a moment of stillness where I can hear from God with clarity, that's decluttering. When you declutter, you gain clarity, you elevate your thinking, and you create space for rhythm, alignment, and peace. Write that down. Write that down. When you declutter, you create space for rhythm, alignment, and peace. Man, I'm trying to tell you, this is so good. I'm only telling you what I have practiced in my own life, and I know this to be true. This is why I'm sharing it with you, because I know that it's going to help you in your life if you put forth some of these efforts. Are you with me? Go ahead and let me know some of your thoughts in the chat if you want to. If not, I'm going to move forward. Remember this: in doing this, in decluttering in your life, when you go about decluttering your life in order to gain clarity, in order to elevate your thinking, in order to create space for rhythm, alignment, and peace, this calls for discipline. Okay, and discipline creates freedom, and freedom creates flow. Are you with me? Discipline creates freedom, and freedom creates flow. All right, Debbie, I hear you. I hear you. Discipline creates freedom, and freedom creates flow. But you have to utilize discipline. You've got to make it a habit in order to declutter. In order to gain clarity, you've got to get to that space where you can hear from God without any interruptions. Because if you do that, you're going to gain clarity, you're going to elevate your thinking, and you're going to create space for rhythm, alignment, and peace. Okay, but it takes discipline. It takes discipline. Number two, I want to talk to you about rhythm, frequency, and vibration. Rhythm, frequency, and vibration. If you're just tuning in with us, we're talking about staying focused, faithful, and fearless. And I just went over decluttering the mind and your life. We talked about decluttering your life, okay? And in order to declutter, you got to remove toxic relationships, remove unhealthy habits, remove negative thinking, remove political discord from the news reports, social media. You got to declutter and remove distractions disguised as opportunities. That's a biggie right there. That's a biggie. So, number two, I want to talk to you about rhythm, frequency, and vibration. So, spiritual and emotional alignment for personal growth is a real thing. Spiritual and emotional alignment for personal growth is a real thing. You got to know that the universe runs on rhythm. Your heartbeat has a rhythm. Your breath has a rhythm. And when you're out of rhythm, your life will reflect it. Oftentimes on these podcasts, and if you take any type of therapy or read any kind of books about meditation, you'll often hear them talk about square breathing, and that's throughout the day. What you do is you stop where you are, go someplace, have some peace, and just learn to breathe. Inhale through your nose, hold it for a couple of seconds, and then breathe out through your mouth. And then you repeat that 3 or 4 times. And then on the last inhale, you hold it for about 10 seconds. And then you let it out. What that does is that realigns your natural rhythm of your body. Because throughout the day you get stressed. And if I don't know if you notice this, but I want you to take notice of this next time. When you're stressed, when you're really out of alignment, your breathing is off. Your breathing is off. And when you are out of rhythm, your life will reflect it. 9 times out of 10, when you're out of rhythm, you're going to say something that you didn't want to say. You're going to take something in, and you're going to misjudge what that person was really saying, or what it how it's different from what it actually was, because you weren't in tune. Okay, you weren't in spiritual and emotional alignment for personal growth. See, God has a frequency, and that frequency and your frequency, it's like nobody else's. It's that place where God speaks to you, where you can hear God. And when your spirit is tuned to God's, you begin to write these down. Make sure you hear this. You begin to hear clearer. You begin to love deeper. You begin to move wiser. And you begin to to live better. You begin to live better. Are you with me? I hope y'all hearing this. God has a frequency, and your spirit is tuned to God's. When your spirit is tuned to God's, you begin to hear clearer, love deeper, move wiser, and live better. Because what happens is you're now in sync. You're now in sync to what God has for you. And now your purpose, you find your purpose, and you know what your purpose is, and you're moving in that purpose. I just heard something that blew me away. I heard a young lady give a definition of what it's like to have God in your life and no purpose. Here's what she said. Check this out. She said she had a glove, and she said, "You see this glove? This glove has a purpose, but it can't fulfill its purpose until a person puts their hand inside the glove. Without that hand inside the glove, it's just a glove. And it does have a purpose, but it can't function in the proper purpose that it was created for until that hand goes in it. Just like that glove, you were created by God. But until God dwells within you, you can't find your purpose. But as soon as God is within you, as soon as you receive God and let God work through you, your purpose then becomes clearer, because God now dwells inside and helps you to become the person that God created you to be. I hope that makes sense to you. Um, Galatians 5:25 says it this way, that if we live by the Spirit, let us also be guided by the Spirit. That's not a difficult thing. Again, we're talking about, and a lot of times when I talk about rhythm and vibration, people start getting a little weirded out, like, oh, what's he talking about, man? It's talking about some cult stuff. No, I'm talking about godliness. Talking about godliness. I was at a location this Saturday, and there was some guys that were there, guys and gals, and they had bongos and congos, and they had a drum line, and our ancestors in the ancestral world before us, they used to have a drum line, and that would invoke a spirit of godliness. It would invoke the spirit of God um, with those who are around. Now we may think that's spooky, but yet we go to church or we go to our synagogues or someplace where there's music, and we sing gospel, and we do that, and we say that we're doing that to invoke the spirit of God. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's getting to that place where we can declutter. It's getting to that place where we can be on frequency so that we can hear clearer. It all makes sense, guys. This is all going to come to the same thing. So that we can hear clearer, love deeper, move wiser, and live better. Are you with me? All right, let me get through this. High vibrations are about mindset and spirit. Okay. High vibrations are about mindset and spirit. In other words, I don't want to be around any low vibration people. I don't want to be around any place that's a low vibration place. It drains me. It drains me. I can feel it. I can feel it. As soon as I walk into a place, it's a place of high vibration or low vibration. I can be around some people and they are low vibration people, and it just wears me out. It's like, oh, gosh. So high vibrations are about mindset and spirit. Are you speaking life or death over yourself? Are you operating in faith or fear? Let me say it again. High vibrations are about mindset and spirit. Are you speaking life or death over yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Do you trust yourself? Do you have faith in yourself? Are you operating in faith or fear? And what we have to do, my brothers and sisters, we got to learn to move from just surviving to aligning, because alignment puts you in rhythm with your purpose. When you're in rhythm, you're no longer hustling, but you're flowing. Come on, man. Listen, man, y'all, I hope y'all getting this. Share this with somebody. This is too good. This is too good. This is too good. This is too good just to have by yourself, okay? And alignment is simply just making sure that you're in the place that you can hear from the master. That's all. That you can hear from God to put you in right alignment, to put you in the right rhythm with your purpose. Just like I said, it's just like that glove. That glove without the hand in it, it's nothing. It can't fulfill its purpose. Just like you can't do what it is that God has called you to do until you allow God to work within you. It's real simple. Sometimes we make it so complicated, but it's not. So that's part two. Part one, we talked about decluttering. Declutter what? We got to declutter toxic relationships, unhealthy habits, negative thinking, political discord from news reports, and distractions disguised as opportunities. Number two, we talked about rhythm, frequency, and vibration. We're talking about when your spirit is in tune to God, you can hear clearer, love deeper, move wiser, live better. Number three, faith in God and faith in yourself. Faith in yourself. Listen, I'm reading a great book right now. I can't put it down. I try to read a chapter in the morning, chapter in the evening, but man, I'm doing a couple chapters in the morning, a couple chapters in the evening. It's called Let Them, by a great motivational speaker, a sister named Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins. If you get a chance, look her up. She's on YouTube. She's on all the social media sites, and this is a great book. I don't I have it in the other room. It's a green cover. It says "Let Them," and it talks about let them think what they want to think, let them operate how they want to operate, and let me do what I'm supposed to do, and not be weighed down by the opinions of others. Don't be bogged down by what people think. And this happens more than you would know. If you really think about it, some of us are paralyzed based upon the thoughts of others. We can't fulfill our purpose because we're so afraid of what people think of us, what they'll say about us. Man, if you know me, you know I don't give a blank about what people think. If God said it to me, if I'm in right rhythm and I feel it, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm in prayer right now about something. I'm waiting for a confirmation. And I think I got it. And I'm going to move forward in it until God says, nope, that's as far as you go. So let's get this straight. You need faith in God, but you also need faith in yourself. Stop letting people hold you from your destiny. How many people have said to you after you said to someone, "Hey man, I'm thinking about doing this." Hey, sister girl, I'm. You said to your girlfriends, um, "Baby, I was thinking about doing this." You may have said to your husband or to your wife, "I'm thinking about this. I have an idea about that," and they say, "That's stupid. That makes no sense." I never forget something takes place in my life. Ooh, it hurts me to my heart to even think about it, and it took me many years to get back to it. I was doing something that I enjoyed so much, and I was doing real good at it. I mean, I was flowing. I was flowing. Remember what I talked about flow? Remember what I said? Remember what I said about flow? Okay, I was spitting bars out. Remember what I was talking about flowing? Okay, when you're in the right station, when you're in the right vibration, discipline creates freedom, and freedom creates flow. And you got to have discipline to do what it is that God called you to do, because you'll start flowing, and no matter what nobody else says, you won't be stirred. Well, I let somebody stir me from some things, and I was miserable inside for a long time, for a long time, for a long time. And I experienced some things um, from some people in some institutions that, and I'm gonna say it, some faith institutions that was slimy, slimy as can be. And I had to get back with God to understand what all this meant. But it meant that I had to get away from some of those institutions so I could really be with God and without hearing the clutter. So you need faith in God, but you also need faith in yourself. Let's start trusting God while embracing your divine calling. Everybody has a divine call on their life. I don't care who you are. Now, this divine calling doesn't have to be a call to preach, to teach, to pray, to praise. It could be to invent the next artificial intelligence drone or vehicle or spaceship or nuclear reactor or the new toaster, the new oven, um, prosthetics for people without limbs, or it could be the cure to cancer, it can be the cure to diabetes, it could be anything. If this is a divine call, you got to embrace it. You got to embrace it. Hebrews 11:6, it says, and without faith, it is impossible to please God, for whoever approaches God must believe that God exists and that God rewards those who seek God. I hope you're with me tonight. I hope you're with me. I hope you hear me. Here's what faith in God means: trusting God's plan, even when it doesn't match your logic. I'm telling you, something hit me like a ton of bricks. And it's so funny because, sometimes they say that Opportunity will sometimes knock on the door, and you just got to be ready. I literally had opportunity knock on my door. It knocked on my door and it gave me an idea. There was a person who knocked on my door and they were doing something that I had been contemplating. And when I saw what they were doing, I said, that's confirmation right there. That's confirmation. Trusting God's plan, even when it doesn't match your logic, because certainly this did not match my logic. Believing God's working, even when you can't see it. I know I got some believers right now. I know I got some people who can testify to the point that believing God's working, even when you can't see it. How many of you out there who are listening today, I want you to put it in the chat. How many of you have trusted God even though you couldn't see the plan yourself, but you trusted God? You put it in God's hand, you had faith in God, and you had faith in yourself, and you moved out on faith, and you couldn't see it, but you believed God was working. Okay? Faith in God means trusting God's plan, even when it doesn't match your logic, believing in God's working, even when you can't see it. But it also means knowing your identity comes from God, not others, not friends, not families, or anyone else. Remember, I told you about this book. Let them talk about you. Let them say the idea is dumb. Let them say that it makes no sense. Okay? Truth be told, people are always going to have opinions about you, but that really doesn't mean that they don't care about you. There's people that you love, that people who are close to you, that some of the things that they do you can't stand, and you got an opinion about it, but you still love them. You still love them. Okay, so don't get bogged down on what people are going to say about you, what people are going to think about you. Everybody's going to have an opinion about this, that, or the other. You got to do what comes from God, not from your friends, not from your families, or anyone else. If God gives it to you, what you have to realize is God deals in totality. So you see the little thing that God is bringing you to, but you can't see the other side of what God is going to bring you through. I hope y'all listening. I hope y'all listening. Romans 12 says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by what? The renewing of your mind. The renewing of your mind. You got to be, don't be conformed to this world. Don't worry about what other people think of you. Lily, how you doing? You're a believer, still trusting God. I know he's working in my life. That's so good, Lily. That's so good. I believe you. I believe you. Listen, you've got to not be conformed to this world. This world is filled with folks, and we want to call them haters. And really, they're not haters. They just can't see the vision that God gave you. So don't be upset. Don't be upset. Just do you, boo. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You got to have faith in God, but then you got to have faith in yourself. Faith in yourself means believing that you're worthy of healing, believing that you're worthy of healing, believing that you're worthy of growth, and that you're worthy of success. Too many of us think that because of our past mistakes, that we can't go anywhere. We can't be anything. We can't be successful in anything because of what people may think about us from our past. Bunk that. Everybody's got a past. I've got a past. And if I dwelled on my past, and some of you know some of my past, but I don't deal with that. If I dwelt in my past, I wouldn't be halfway where I'm at now. And I got a long way to go, but I ain't who I used to be. Believing in yourself, having faith in yourself means speaking affirmations over yourself. Man, when it gets bad, here's what I say. Today's a good day. Great things are coming my way. I think I said this to you before. Um, I go out, I let the sun beam down on me, and this is my mantra. Today's a good day. Great things are coming my way. Thank you, Lord. Today's a good day. Great things are coming my way. Thank you, God. Help me to be in alignment with what it is that you have for me. Faith in yourself means refusing to let your past disqualify your purpose. That's real simple, right? Refusing to let your past disqualify your purpose. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Joshua 1:9, it says it this way, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed. For the Lord, your God, is with you wherever you go. You got to say that with your chest and you got to believe it. Okay? You got to say that with your chest. Be strong, be courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed. For the Lord, my God, is with me wherever I go. And if you got God with you, who can be against you? God before you, who can be against you? No spell, no hex, no hater, no non-believer. Come on, man. Hold your head up high. Keep going. And here it is again. When you combine faith in God and faith in yourself, man, you become unstoppable. You lead with vision and not ego, and you show up just as the queen or the king that you are. Real simple, y'all. Real simple. I'm almost done. Staying focused. Part 4. Staying focused is in a distracted world. Let me go back over what we talked about. For you just came on, I see you, Linda Harris. I see you, Betty Gaynor. Hey, how you doing, sis? I see you, Brother Nell. Woo, rude to the bros. We're talking about staying focused, faithful, and fearless. Okay, we talked about decluttering the mind and your life. Okay, when we declutter, that means removing toxic relationships, unhealthy habits, negative thinking, political discord from news reports, distractions disguised as opportunities. Number 2, we talked about rhythm, frequency, and vibration. God has a frequency, and when your spirit is tuned to God's, you begin to hear clearer, love deeper, move wiser, and live better. Number 3, we talked about faith in God and faith in yourself. Faith in God means trusting God's plan, even when it doesn't match your logic. It means believing God's working, even when you can't see it. It means knowing your identity comes from God and not others, not your friends, not your families, or anybody else. Okay? Um, Faith in yourself means believing you're worthy of healing, growth, and success. It means speaking those affirmations over yourself. This is mine. You can't take it. It's mine. Today's a good day. Great things are coming my way. Thank you, Lord, for waking me to another day. Refusing to let your past disqualify your purpose. And when you combine both faith in God and faith in yourself, you become unstoppable. You lead with vision, not ego, and you show up just as the king or the queen that God created you to be. And here's part 4. Staying focused in a distracted world. Lord, have mercy. How much do we need to practice this? How much do we need to practice this? Distractions are everywhere. They are everywhere. Let me tell you, I ran into a fool this weekend that almost tried to steal my joy. Um, doing something that I look forward to every year. And this person tried to bring me some bad news some low vibration. And I was like, man, let me get away from this guy. Distractions are everywhere, but your destiny demands, here it is, focus. Got to stay focused. Brother Landon, how you doing? You got to stay focused. Staying focused in a distracted world. Distractions are everywhere, but your destiny demands focus. You got to stay focused on the assignment. Here's a help. This is going to help you right here. Focus requires saying no. N-O. Let me spell no for you. N-O. Saying no without guilt. Saying no. Real simple. When a person asks you to do something, be involved in something, get into something with you, you got to think to yourself, does this get me closer to my destiny, or does this take me away and help them fulfill what it is they're trying to do? Now, sometimes God will have you be in a place where you can assist somebody. You can assist somebody with what they're doing, because in that, God's going to have favor with you, and you're going to get closer to where you need to be by helping that person get to where God's trying to take them. So you're in alignment. So that's why you got to focus on being in the right rhythm, being on the right frequency, so that you can hear from God. But if it's a no from God, then you got to say no without guilt. That's focus. That's focus. Saying no without guilt. Focus also requires setting boundaries with people, time, and energy. One thing you can never get back is time. You can't get time back. Once it's expended, it's gone. So you got to set boundaries with people, with time and energy. You got to know that if I'm around this person, I know what to expect. If I'm around these people, I know what to expect. So I got to set boundaries. I got people in all different levels, and I have boundaries with them. I know I don't go beyond this. I don't go beyond that. Some things I don't talk about. Some things I do talk about. Some things I share. Some things I don't. Okay. Also, choosing purpose over popularity. Choosing purpose over popularity. You got to choose what God chooses for you instead of just trying to be popular. We got so many people out there that are clout chasing, doing things for likes, doing things for clickbait, all that kind of stuff. And they never really achieve anything that lasts. Yeah, they get 3,000 likes or 50,000 likes or 100 shares. But then what? Then what? See, I like stuff that lasts a lifetime. And we're going to show you that it's never too late. All right? So focus requires saying no without guilt, setting boundaries with people, time and energy, and choosing purpose over popularity. I hope y'all getting this. I hope y'all getting this. Landon, you on your way home? That's what's up, man. Make sure you have a cheesesteak sub on me. That's a purpose right there. Getting that cheesesteak sub when you get back to the shore, bro. Your future is on the other side of your focus. Your future is on the other side of your focus. If the enemy can't destroy you, this is what the enemy will do. The enemy will distract you. Don't let moments of temptation steal your legacy. What's for you is for you. You may have to fight through some stuff in order to get there, but that's part of the process. Remember, scripture says God is a rewarder to those. God rewards those who diligently seek God. That simply means getting through the fluff. It's a process. This thing called life ain't easy. It was never meant to be. God never said, you get saved or you learn, you love God and it was going to be an easy life. No, what God promised was to be with you always, even through the rough times, the difficult times. Because God knew. Okay? So don't let moments of temptation steal your legacy. Know that the enemy, if they can't destroy you, they will try to distract you. Last but not least, number 5. You got to have the courage to be fearless. You got to have the courage to be fearless. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? Are you getting this? You got to have the courage to be fearless. Fear is a liar. I think somebody described fear as false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. That's what it is. It's a lie. Here's what fear does. It whispers, you're not enough. Fear will whisper when you're trying to do something that God told you to do, and you got faith in yourself to do it. Fear is the last person that shows up and says, you're not enough. You can't do that. You know where you come from? Nobody does anything good from where you come from. But faith shouts, you were built for this. So, whose report are you going to listen to? The liar that says you're not enough, or faith that shouts you were built for this? That's who you got to listen to. This is what faith does. When you practice faith, you'll hear that small, still voice that gives you the unction that you need to have in difficult times. Being fearless doesn't mean being reckless, okay? It means moving forward in spite of fear. It doesn't mean being reckless. Too many people, fear is the opposite of faith, Landon. Exactly. It means moving forward in spite of fear. It means leading with love. It means standing firm even in the storms. 2 Timothy 1:7 said, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and of a sound mind. Remember what I told you earlier? Do not be conformed to this world, right? Do not be conformed to this world, right? But what? Come on, y'all. Come on, you Bible thumping folk. Come on. Tell me. Come on, tell me. Tell me. Come on. Put it in the chat. Do not be conformed to this world, but what? I'm not going to go any further until somebody puts it in the chat. Come on. I'm not going to go any further. Do not be conformed to this world, but what? Come on. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Romans 12. Romans 12. Come on. Come on, y'all. Romans 12. Come on, y'all. I'm not going to move. I want y'all to participate. Do not be conformed to this world, but be what? Be transformed by what? The renewing of your mind. There it is, Landon. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed. Let it be a transformation by the renewing of your mind. Okay? Here's what courage is. Courage is starting the business and not worrying about how old you are. Here's some examples, and I'm going to let you go. I'm making an announcement, and I'm going to let you go. Colonel Sanders from KFC. At 62 years old, Sanders began franchising his fried chicken recipe. And it became the foundation for Kentucky Fried Chicken. I used to love some Kentucky Fried Chicken. Man, 2 thighs and a biscuit. Oh, gosh. With some honey over it when it was hot. Some hot sauce. Whew. Lee Goodwin from Geico. Goodwin was 50 years old when he co-founded what is known as Government Employees Insurance Company, Geico, recognizing an opportunity in the insurance market for government employees. Bill Porter from E-Trade, 54 years old. He launched E-Trade, taking stock trading online, and created a major financial institution. Reid Hoffman from LinkedIn. How many of us are on LinkedIn? Hoffman was 36 years old when he co-founded LinkedIn. Arianna Huffington from the Huffington Post, a major major online news platform, was 55 when she founded the Huffington Post. Here's one you may not have known. Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart, while she had a catering business and worked on Wall Street, Stewart's primary success came at the age of 41 years old with the publication of her first book and the launch of Martha Stewart Living. Here's one, Bernie Marcus, Home Depot. Marcus co-founded Home Depot at the age of 50. Robert Noyce from Intel, the Intel chip. Noyce was 41 years old when he co-founded Intel. And Robin Chase from Zipcar, those little rental cars. Chase founded Zipcar at the age of 41 years old. Come on, man. Come on. If they can do it, you can do it. Here's what else is courage. Courage is reconciling with your child. Courage is walking away from the wrong crowd. Courage is going to therapy. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Listen, y'all can talk about, I got Jesus and that's enough. Well, I believe in Jesus and therapy. That's just me. God and therapy. God and therapy. Courage is answering your call. And I just don't mean a call to ministry. I mean a call to whatever God has placed on your heart. Yeah, there it is, Cornell. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Thank you so much, my brother. Let me conclude with this. Here's a call to action that I want to give you. My brothers and sisters, here it is. It's time to declutter. It's time to elevate. It's time to align. It's time to live in rhythm. It's time to tune into the right frequency. It's time to walk in focus. It's time to stay faithful. And it's time to be fearless. Nobody listening to me and nobody who will hear this later on was created to be average. I just gave you a demonstration of people who were in their 40s and 50s and 60s who did great things. So it's never too late. You were not created to be distracted. Learn how to get away from distractions because that's a trick of the enemy. You were not created to live in fear. False evidence appearing real. It's a trick of the enemy. You were called. You were chosen. You were powerful. So let us walk as such. I hope you got something from this. I hope you got something from this. And I'm going to be praying for you. I'm going to pray us out before we leave. But I want you to be in prayer. Thank you, Landon. Thank you so much, man. I want you to be in prayer with me as I'm going to be meeting with some people throughout the week. And we're going to see how this may go. And let me just share my screen with you. And here we go. There we go. Can y'all see that? So I'm contemplating very close to putting a run for United States Congress in District 13. District 13 in Georgia encompasses Clayton County, DeKalb County, Gwinnett County, Henry County, Newton County, and Rockdale County. Those are the counties that are in District 13. Right now, the current congressman in Washington who represents District 13 is David Scott. He's done a great job, but I believe that it's time to do some other things in some different ways. So these are just some of the things that I'm dealing with: education, safety, health, and civility. I think that it's time that we bring civility back to Washington so that we can have honest discussions and we can do things together. I don't believe in just Republican, Democrat, Independent. I believe in doing things across party lines. I believe in getting things done for the good of everyone. So I'm really focused on taking Georgia to another level, District 13 of Georgia, along with these United States of America. So pray for me. It's not official yet, but we're getting close. We're getting close. I just want to share with you, and we'll see what happens. And you'll hear it from me. Thank you, Nell. Thank you. Mike, my man, Brother Lathan, God bless you, man. Look, you can do this, guys. Get in rhythm, get in the right frequency. Just like I talked about back in the day, I used to find that spot. You know, if you're from Lang City, you know you went to the Seawall or some other place so that you could tune that radio into WBLS 107.5, The Quiet Storm with Vaughn Harper, or WDAS 105.3, The Quiet Storm with Tony Brown, and hear that whole transition. Whoo, man, let me tell you, those were the days. And we could do the same thing. We can find the right spot through stillness so that we can hear God and be in right relationship, in the right rhythm with God. We can do this, y'all. I know we can. And I'm going to keep on coming in here, man, and encouraging you because I believe in you. I believe in you. Everybody that's on here, everybody will be on here later. Trust me, I believe in you. You know why? Because I believe in God and I believe in me. And if God can do things for me, I know what God can do for you. So look, go out, man, meet needs, solve problems. Thank you for tuning in with me. I hope this did something for you. Share it with somebody if it bless you. Um, Brother Landon, bless you, man. God bless you, man. Take care of yourself. Go down there to the city and get yourself a cheesesteak, man, and one of them good cheeseburgers. God bless you all. Love you. Until next week, man, I'll see you. Pray for me as I pray for you. Peace.